Melissa Gorga was born March 22nd, 1979 in New Jersey. Her moon is in Sagittarius, and she needs to know where she's headed at all times. She wants to feel carefree and needs plenty of emotional freedom to feel fulfilled. 2023 will be a year making the feeling to run from her problems more intense. So with the Sagittarius, we know that she tends to like physical activities that involve her legs. So dancing, doing any kind of exercise, maybe walking. And remember, she had a brief stint in her life with music, and she surprised a lot of people how she kept up with her dance. All of her dance routines were spot on. Because I did not find Melissa Gorga's hour on her birth date, I'm just going to be doing a moon reading. So I put the moon in the first house. Those of you who are curious about this when you don't know your time of birth, put the moon in the first house and then you can do a reading and see what's going to be coming your way. Now, a lot of the rising sign gives me more information, but this moon will tell me how she's experiencing everything in her world. Move to her Capricorn in Venus. This really tells me that she has a conservative viewpoint on how she views love, relationships, and women. She's one that is not flashy. With her style of communicating her love, she's very down to earth. Venus in Capricorn grounds her with love and attention in a traditional manner. She is very conservative with her viewpoint, and with dealing with money, she can really often be seen as the one that's being more practical than everybody else in the group. She has Mercury retrograde with the sun, and this is a common phenomenon. For her, it's retrograde and will make her thoughts more intense. Now, the sun for her is in Pisces. And this feeling of Pisces, of daydreaming and sometimes being in her head, really does have a lot to do with some of the communication she has, and the thoughts that come from the communication stem more from events that she maybe had a dream that night before, and to her, these dreams are very real. Her sun will also indicate a lot about her father. So having it in Pisces really does mean that her father was a dreamer just like she is. And there is a strong connection between her and her father. So there is a deep connection of thoughts and dreams that oftentimes will involve her father guiding her. Her communication at times can be misunderstood with this Mercury being in Pisces. It's part of the phenomenon of the two fish and the confusion that sometimes they can bring. So sometimes she means one thing, but she's saying something different. So her communication style, and remember, it's retrograde. So when Mercury is direct, it's a little bit confusing for her. When Mercury is retrograde, she's spot on with her communication style. Now, the K2 in Mars in Aquarius really does give me a sense that she has a natural, innate ability to take care of those in need. So joining organizations, forming organizations are really easy for her. So if she hasn't done it yet, you're going to see her doing it more in the future. With the Saturn transiting the area of Aquarius, it is recommended that she does do more things to remedy the karmic situations that are going to be coming in this house now. So Saturn is indicating for 2023 for her to really fix any karmic event, anything that could prevent her from moving forward in the future. She really needs to find a way to use this Aquarian energy of helping others and help others. So helping others is really going to be triggering for her right now. She will deal with a lot of karmic events based on her communication of the past, and any anger she feels will be diffused. So this is a timeline where this energy of her fighting the cause has to be fighting the cause of others, not fighting the cause for herself right now. because it will be a losing battle now that Saturn is in Aquarius. Her Leo in her chart has Rahu and Saturn retrograde. So this is another sign that she's going to have events where her public persona is going to have some karmic events, and she needs to really hone in and be careful. They're going to be triggered because the Saturn that's in Aquarius is going to aspect her actual natal Saturn in Leo, because Aquarius and Leo are partnering signs. So she's really going to need to watch all kinds of karmic events with dealing with other people and with her persona, because Leo really is going to be giving her a lot more attention this year, but it's going to be karmic attention. So she's really going to have to hone in and really understand that anything she says or does in the public arena is going to come back, and it may not come back to her favor. If it comes back to her favor, great. But if it doesn't, she's got to fix it right away. Now, this moon is also aspecting a relationship with her husband, Joe Gorga. And this relationship with Joe means that it's in an area that is actually allowing her emotionally to feel very lighthearted when she deals with him. He seems to deal with communication with Melissa in a very childlike, playful way. And at times she will feel like he is her child. So this is just the relationship that she's got to have with him. Now, as far as her Jupiter, remember, women, Jupiter is your guy, your partner, your man in your natal chart. So always look where Jupiter is, and it's going to tell you something about it. So for Melissa, her Jupiter is exalted in Cancer. Now, it's retrograde, so it's really intense. And this is telling me that her husband, Joe, is very sensitive to her needs. He's very calculated in dealing with others who will come up against her. So this could be a part of a problem that she's going to be having this year with her feuding with his sister Teresa Giudice. And Teresa is going to need to understand that Joe is the kind of husband that he will do anything for the wife. Okay, he will do anything. He is, in her natal chart, it's really speaking about the marriage life is very nurturing. This connection to Joe provides to Melissa what he thinks she needs to feel nurtured. So he's extremely nurturing and protective of her. Now, she has Pluto retrograde in Virgo in her natal chart. So you're also going to see that she has a tendency to feel transformed in her life in regards to medical procedures. She's probably one of these people who are really into dealing with self-help. She probably takes a lot of vitamins, and I wouldn't be surprised if she, at some time in her life, would want to bring forth some sort of vitamin water or something to actually help others. This aspect, having Pluto in retrograde, which is a generational, a lot of people have this in their natal chart, but for her it is retrograde, which means it's really potent for her to be transformed in the arena of health and how she does work. So she's probably one of these people that if you give her some sort of work to do, or the boutique that she owns, she probably went in there and figured out right away how to organize it and run her business quickly. There's going to be a big emphasis in 2024 for her because the nodes are going to move and she's going to feel a lot of losses. So I'm going to be thinking at this time, she's really going to get into health and how she does work, if she's still working. So if there are any health rumors that are sparking up in 2023, you're really going to see them show in 2024. So that part is in the future. It's something for her to look to because it's a transit I can see coming her way. With her relationships with her friends, even with Joe, She does have a tendency to have sudden changes with Uranus in Libra. And I'm seeing this more with friendships, that she's going to have a lot in her lifetime of friends that will suddenly turn on her. So she's going to have to understand as she moves along in her life, in her journey, that she may not be able to count on friends on a daily basis. This is just in her natal chart, and she's going to have to kind of beware of who she trusts. She might want to continue to lean more on family than on friends, or I want to say so-called friends. A lot of people are pretending to be her friends, and she doesn't see this clearly, but she will at one time in her life. There will be some sort of event that will spark up, and then she'll realize that, oh my God, this person was never my friend. So this is going to be a lifetime issue for her. She's really going to be feeling it this year because the South Node, what we call K2 in Vedic astrology, is moving through Libra, and it is going to spark all these sudden changes in her relationships. So if I could give her any advice, beware. Don't just, trust any friend just yet, because you're going to see that a lot of your friends are going to disappear this year. And it's just indicated because this is a transit. So my advice to you, Melissa, if you see this video, watch your back with your friends, because a lot of people are going to say they're your friends, but they're really not. Now, she really has an interesting placement of Neptune in Scorpio in her natal chart. So this is really showing me that Melissa is having a lot of psychic abilities. She knows things before they're going to happen. She may say things to people who people are like, what? Why would you even say that? And then later it happens. She will really see this ability come to the forefront when she's in meditation and in prayer. She's just going to get a lot of downloads. She probably always has. She may have told people in private, but there's a lot of guidance. And for sure, she gets a lot of guidance from her father. But on a public note, she probably doesn't talk about this, but this woman knows a lot about a lot of people because of the downloads that she gets. And if anybody has ever mentioned this about her, trust me, it is true. I would believe anything that she would kind of say on information based on her getting downloads guided from her father. Now that Neptune has moved into Pisces mid-February of 2023, she's really going to take on a lot of spiritual connections, spiritual illusions. She may even mention to people that she's seen her father in the home. So, like I said, there's a close connection, but with Neptune coming in, Neptune has a way of bringing in illusions and delusions and just kind of opens your eyes to the unseen realm. So this is going to be like a 13-year transit. I wouldn't be surprised if Melissa even ended up becoming a psychic and allowing people to come and talk to her because of this ability. It's going to be really strong. So as she continues to transform how she relates to the world and people, I would say that she's going to become very mystical, and a lot of people are going to really understand that a lot of the things she's been saying are true, and they're going to really start seeing them happen. So that was my reading on Melissa Gorga, one of the Real Housewives of New Jersey.